Hey there, everybody. I'm Tyler Matthews, coming to you with a special edition 3-minute update. This week, we're going to be talking about all things related to the updated policies with cabin camping for your scouting unit. We're here at Beaumont Scout Reservation so that we can walk through a cabin together and take a look at some of the things that are going to be important for you to remember. First off, let's start with some basics. Now, the Guide to Safe Scouting says, whenever possible, separate cabins or lodging should be provided for male and female adults, as well as for male and female youth. Where separate accommodation cannot be provided due to group size or limited availability, modifications may be made. Where completely separate accommodations are not available, additional supervision is required. Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. Putting boys and girls together in one cabin is an absolute last resort. After we at the council have discussed it, we've decided that with Cub Scouts, the only time it should ever happen is when all the lodges at camp are completely sold out and there's no alternative. With Scouts BSA, there is no modification to the rule and it should never happen. If you think your unit has a special circumstance that requires you to put boys and girls together in one cabin, please reach out to Anthony Dorning or Heather McMillan for further guidance. Now, if you are sharing a cabin, let's talk about some of the modifications. First and foremost, if adults and youth of the same gender occupy a single room accommodation, there must be a minimum of 2 adults and 4 youth, with all the adults being youth protection trained. You must have a permanent barrier between adult men and women and between youth boys and girls. You can have a temporary barrier between adult men and youth boys and between adult women and youth girls. So you may be asking yourself, what is a permanent barrier? Well, it's a part of the structure that has a wall at least 8 feet high. It can have a door, a pass-through door, as long as there is an actual door there that can close. Just like this. That's a permanent barrier. So then what is a temporary barrier? Let's go over here. A temporary barrier is anything that can be created to separate boys from girls. It can be a rope, a tarp, a shower curtain, anything like that covers the distance of the ceiling to the floor. Now remember, when you book a troop lodge, you also get the entire area around the lodge. So if you want to have girls outside tent camping and boys inside, or vice versa, that is fine, as long as everyone inside the cabin follows the rules we just talked about. Now, we're going to go to Anthony Dorning for a quick message from our program director.
Thank you so much, Tyler. We are so excited that our scouts want to camp at our 2 wonderful properties here in the Lake Erie Council. When coming out to either Beaumont or Firelands, please make sure you're following the Guide to Safe Scouting and making sure that all of those policies are in place with your unit. As for coming out to Beaumont Scout Reservation, we have several facilities that do accommodate single, multi-gendered camping. Those are Troop Lodge 5, Troop Lodge 3, Troop Lodge 10, and Troop Lodge 8. If you visit Firelands, there's Jubilee A and B. If you're visiting the Great Trail Council, Camp Manitowoc and Camp Butler have facilities for you to use as well. Camp Stambaugh at this time does not have the facilities to accommodate multi-gender camping. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact the council office. Heather McMillan or myself are always available to make sure you have everything you need before you're coming out for weekend camping. Tyler?
Well, folks, that's all for this episode. As the weather improves, we hope we're going to get to see a lot more of you out at camp. I'm Tyler Matthews, and I'll see you next time.